What's the most convenient way to travel? Flying. Flying through an airplane has been a means of travel carrier of people for over the century. Fast, convenient, and reliable. But before soaring high with planes, let us look through its history, contribution, and the future of airplanes. History of the first flight. Daedalus is a brilliant inventor, the Thomas Edison of his day. Unfortunately, he angers King Minos, the ruler of the island Crete, and he has to hightail it out there. Desperate to flee the island, Daedalus uses wax to build some wings for himself and his son Icarus. Daddy Daedalus warns his son to fly at a middle height. The SeaWorld will dump in the wings and the sun will melt them. Not good either way. Icarus heeds his father's advice for a bit, but then he gets cocky. He's having so much fun flying that he forgets the warning and flies too close to the sun. Sure enough, his wings melt, and Icarus plummets into the sea and drowns. Daedalus is, of course, devastated by his son's death. But the show must go on. He flies on to Sicily, where he mourns Icarus and builds a temple of honor of the god Apollo. The Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur, were two American brothers, inventors and aviation pioneers who are generally credited with inventing, building, and flying the world's first successful airplane. They made the first controlled, sustained flight of a powered heavier-than-air craft on December 17, 1903, 4 miles south of Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. In 1904-05, the brothers developed their flying machine into the first practical fixed-wing aircraft. Although not the first to build and fly experimental aircraft, the Wright brothers were the first to invent aircraft controls that made fixed-wing powered flight possible. In 1931, the Philippine government created the Department of Commerce and Communication to handle airline matters. And then in 1941, the first domestic airline, Philippine Airline or PAL, was founded. PAL is now the flag carrier airline in the Philippines. According to the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, the country has 71 airports. 11 of them can handle international flights, 32 of them only accommodate domestic travel, and 28 of them primarily used for general aviation. Contribution. As any industry, the airline industry also has a big contribution to our economy, as air travel has made it easier for people to travel from place to place, no matter how far they are. Evidently, travelers can be considered the lifeblood of the airline industry. As of August 2016, more than 500,000 tourists visited the Philippines. According to the data from the Department of Tourism, the majority of the first visitors that coming in are also from Asia. Coming in second are the visitors from America. These visitors primarily come through airports in Manila, Cebu, Kalibo, Clark, and Davao, respectively. Despite as a tourist destination, Philippines has also become a good training ground and place for pilots and aspiring pilots. Because of its flourishing airline industry, there are many career growth opportunities for aspiring pilots. Just this month, I got to have the privilege to attend into a flying school and a one-on-one training session with the owner of Continental Aero Flying School, Jithin Badran, and on that session, I got to fly a Cessna plane from Mactan Airport round way up to the air area of Bohol and back to Mactan. During this session, I have learned that before taking off, there are a series of checklists to follow and secure. Autopilot should be set aside, the cockpit, and before finally taking off, you must also test the signal between the plane and the control tower if you have a clear communication with each other. Once this is secured, you'll ask the control tower confirmation for takeoff.